What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everybody doing out there in fish tank land? I hope you guys are all having an awesome and wonderful Sunday afternoon. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope y'all are doing well. Let me go ahead and play around with my computer a little bit here. It's awesome to see all the people up in the chat already. I got live chat rolling. I have Brian P up in here first up in the chat. We have red fish and blue fish. I just made him a moderator. Thank you for all the support. I love all the stuff you got going. You're helping me out, throwing stuff out there. William Jansen, thank you for all your support as a moderator, throwing out the links already. Dan Slee, good to see you up in here. Sean, good to see you here as well as James. Guppy Gruber, I think I saw Priscilla's up in here. Mark Von Wisco, how are you? It's good to see everybody here. Mikey M, how are you? Good to see you here. All right, let me get to the bottom of the chat. Streetwise, what's up, man? One of my awesome new members. Good to see you here. And also local to the area. Cool deal. Sound is good. Picture is okay. Okay, sound is okay. Picture is okay. All right, thank you so much, William. I appreciate that. Oh, Amber, how are you? Good to see you here. She's hustling in the garden. I closed the window just for lighting, but yeah, she's working in the garden right now. She's kicking butt. She is really hustling in the garden. We got 9 raised beds back there. I've got an update coming out tomorrow, giving you guys a little update of everything going on around here. Mainly an update of the fish laboratory build that I'm doing. It'll be part 2 of the fish laboratory update. Big part of that is me building this laminar flow hood and stuff. I'm gonna try to get into that in a minute. I don't want to get too distracted by that. It's been a big distraction for me so far. Ginger Graves, how are you? Good to see you here. Happy Sunday to you. Luis, how are you? 09 Porkyman, what's up, Joey? Good to see you here as well. Carrie from Science Gal Aquatics. Sandy. Haley from Oddball Aquatics. Dee from Down the Wormholes. Good to see you here. Down the Wormhole. Good to see you here. Crown Tail Half Moon, what is up? And Young Fish Aquatics. Oh boy. All right. Well, it's been a crazy long week. We've been hustling really hard around here. The fish laboratory, I've been working hard to tighten that up. And it's not, not for camera, not to be able to film something. Just we're just hustling. We haven't had a lot of time to film. Doing a lot of cool projects. There's been a lot of times when Amber and I have looked at each other and we're like, we should be filming this right now, but we're just too busy, and then the camera's not there as well. So we're getting stuff done though, and there's a lot to share with you guys as we get through all this. Everything going on in the backyard, along with summer tubbing is hardcore. Amber's going hardcore with summer tubbing. She's gone to war with the neighbors in regards to the lawn. She's been seeding it. I got a little bit of some stain on me from painting today and all that goodness. But it's been a crazy long week. As most of you know, many of you know here in our community, something unfortunate happened this past week. There's a gentleman that most of us know that used to be very active in the community. Was very active in the community. I hung out many late nights with this gentleman, geeking out about fish and running around the room with our cameras and showing off our tanks and stuff like that. And this community is a beautiful community, and a lot of us. It's really a special thing for a lot of us. We've made some really awesome friendships through this community here on the YouTube platform with other fish keepers and whatnot, and it's been a really powerful place and a very positive community as well. I think most of us can agree on that. We've kept it very, very positive, and try to keep this short and sweet and keep my head together when I talk about this. But I know that this gentleman took this community very seriously, and he loved this community. And most of you know that he had passed away this week, Nathan Alexander from Sand Creek Aquatics, and he loves this community. It was special to him. It was, and he was very active and involved, and it's very unfortunate to lose him from the community. I know that I got the opportunity to, he won right before I left. I did a couple of giveaways. I had that safe full of all kinds of brand new goodies in the package, and he won one of those things. And right before I left, I sent him out a package with all kinds of little goodies for the fish tanks and stuff like that. So it is sad and unfortunate to have for him to no longer be here with us in this community. But I do think it is a testament as to how beautiful this community is, how positive it is. And I think the best thing we can do today is celebrate this community. Huh. I, I told Amber I wasn't going to get like this today. But I think that the best thing that we can do today, and the best thing that I could come up with to do today, was to take this day as an opportunity to just celebrate how beautiful this community is, and just all the awesome friendships that we've all made with each other within this community. There's a lot of people that, that I have personal relationships with, and have met in person, hung out with, had awesome dinners and conversations, and we shared livestock. We've traded and shared plants, and it's really, really, really cool. We've traded and shared information and learned stuff from each other. It's really, really beautiful. It's a really, really awesome community, and I'm very, very proud to be part of it. And I know that Nathan was as well. So I know we will all remember him in that light, and we will all, I don't know what else I'm saying. I'm losing it. Except that it is a beautiful community, and I think that it's a testament as to how beautiful this community is, how positive it is, and I say we just keep it that way, keep it positive. We're all in this together. We're all in this to share and learn from each other. There's no reason to mouth each other or anything like that. And yeah, there we go. Oh boy. Anyway, so am I screaming into the microphone? I probably am. I feel like I'm so loud that probably people outside can hear me talking. I'm sure they can. Jesse from HC Aqua. I don't know if I said hi to you already, but good to see you here as well. Thinking about you with all the summer tubs in the backyard. I was jealous of you for a while. No, I still am. You got an awesome little spot, and you're in the tropics, and you've got wonderful weather year-round to be playing around with. You don't have summer tubbing. You have year-round tubbing down there in Hawaii. And if I ever had a piece of land like that when I was in the Caribbean, I would have done something like that. But we got about 4 months or so to play around in this backyard with summer tubbing, and Amber's going hard on that. We've got a bunch of 100-gallon tubs. Anyways, I'm going to be doing an update tomorrow on the backyard, so you'll get a glimpse of what's going on, yeah, pretty cool. What's up, Mike Howe from the Fish Tank Bar? Good to see you here as well. I was thinking about you when I was putting up this thumbnail. I was looking at everybody in the picture, and there was, there's so many people in this stream right now that are in that picture for the thumbnail for this stream. We do have a really awesome community, and all I say to you the ones of you out there that are really heavy content creators and really pushing what you believe in and whatnot, I just say just remember, just keep it positive, and that's what makes us so beautiful. This as a niche, as a community here on this YouTube platform, it's just think it's awesome that we keep it so positive, and then we try to hold each other up instead of breaking each other down. I think it's just really cool. Let's see. What else is going on? So yes, I'm going a little nutty on the tissue culture cloning. I don't take much things lightly when I'm really passionate about something, and I've always had an interest in this, and I've been studying up on it for a while, and now I finally kind of have the space to do it. Having a full lab space in the basement now, I have the ability to truly build out a true clean space, lab space, to conduct experiments and to be able to work with tissue culture cloning like that too, and then work with the fish and do necropsies and stuff. I have my microscope already set up down there. I'm working on a laminar flow hood, so I have a truly 0 parts per million HEPA filter airspace to work in for tissue culture cloning. So redfish, pardon me, redfish, bluefish knows what I'm talking about. As far as I've been told, now I haven't had any personal conversation with this gentleman, but we need to get together and chat, is what everybody else is telling us. That we need to. There's another gentleman too that I wanted to mention to you guys that I've been talking to about tissue culture cloning. But yeah, I'm going hardcore with it. I've gotten pretty serious about the hormones and the carbohydrates and all the MS medium and everything that I'm working with. So I'm gonna get into it a little deep in a few videos, but I feel really weird about tissue culture cloning when it comes to the fish keeping hobby. Obviously, plants are very important, and a nice planted tank. Plants can be very fundamental. A lot of us are preaching that these days that plants are the filters of the tank. So I do feel like what I'm doing can benefit the hobby because I'm working with plants that are, I consider them to be a very strong, powerful, organic, natural form of filtration for the aquarium. Um, but going deep into the chemistry of it, I know that's going to be a little too much for a lot of people, and that's not an insult to anybody, but it can be really boring, like really boring for some people. So I will make a few videos about it, and obviously people could come to me with questions and stuff, but I'm not going to hide anything in regards to like what it takes to do it. Obviously you could go figure it out on your own, but I'm just surprised that more people in the hobby, more people are not as hobbyists doing tissue culture cloning, because you really don't have to have a lab space like I have to do it. So I will show you guys ways that we can do that, where you can like total DIY with go to the grocery store and hardware store and the drugstore, and you can do tissue culture cloning. So it's not going to be as effective. You're going to have a little bit higher failure rate, obviously, but it's still possible. Anyways, but I'm going to go hard. I'm going hard. I have collected all the hormones, all the chemicals. I've never had a bottle of hydrochloric acid this big in my life. But anyway, so I'm going down what I call the tissue culture rabbit hole at this point. And another channel, he's not in here now. I've been hoping he'd come and pop around, but I know he's a busy person. He's got some other stuff, you know, he's working hard. But there's a gentleman, and I don't even know his name for sure right now. His personal name is Aquaman. I don't know if anybody knows about this gentleman's channel. He was gone for like a year, and he's just not putting out stuff. But he has experience doing tissue culture cloning. So I've been like talking to him, and we've been bouncing back and forth different synthetic hormones and stuff that we work with for tissue culture cloning. So anyways, I'm not going to talk about it for very long because, like I said, it's just a deep one, you know, and it starts to get a little too far off from fish. At a certain point, you know, people want plants in their tanks, but most people aren't going to take the time to go this far and get into it like I'm doing. Obviously, my goal is not to just do this as a little bit of a hobby. I've created a proper, like, professional clean space with UV lighting and all that in the end. And so it's not, my goal is to sell this stuff, obviously. My goal is to sell tissue culture clones. I'm not trying to, just to be completely honest, I wouldn't be going this far and taking it to this level unless I was actually thinking that maybe I could produce enough quality tissue culture clones that other people might want them. I mean, there's a lot of species that do not procreate and are not going to propagate anyways very quickly naturally, like cryptocorneae. They're very rarely cultivated by seed. So, you know, pretty much all the cryptocorneae in the hobby is done by tissue culture, because it's the only way to successfully cultivate that much that quickly. So obviously crypts will be a very strong one that I'll be working with. Other slow growing plants in that respect, so like bucephalandra and stuff like that. You know, I'll do some mosses and some common stuff that people enjoy, but this gel's very expensive, so I'm not going to be I'm going to be using it on things that kind of almost need, maybe even rare plants that need preservation and things like that, kind of like me and Amber like to do with the fish. Anyways, as I kind of gaze out through the window here, I can see her busting her behind out there. She's working so hard. I'm so proud of her. She's on bed like 7 right now. And we're just trying to get everything seeded and ready to go. Got tomatoes in the ground, got seeds in the ground. By the end of the night, all the seeds will be in the ground. So it's pretty cool. And then we'll go on to working on some of the summer tubbing as well. Let's see. Yeah, so redfish, bluefish, we're gonna have to talk about protocols for different species. I've been looking, because that's what it really comes down to. Every plant requires different levels of hormones and different levels of carbohydrates and pH and things like that. So every plant kind of has its own protocol. That's what makes what Dinnerlay and Tropica do so awesome. Is it's probably top secret, but they have created all these different protocols, quote unquote, like recipes and whatnot, systems and procedures for different for each species of plant. Like you'll see some gel culture, some tissue cultures come in more of a water, right? And some tissue cultures you're going to arrive to you, or you're going to purchase them in more of a harder gel, and sometimes they're different colors. And there's for a reason. Anyways, let me see here. Do we see Deanna Somerville? Did I miss Deanna Somerville in the chat? Let me do something up in here. And oh wait, let me see. I am I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to. Did I get it right? There we go. Now I don't think I need any more moderators. No offense to anybody else. I don't think I need any more moderators for quite a good while. There we go. I just added Deanna Somerville, my good friend, retired park ranger from the U.S. Virgin Islands. A good friend of mine from down there. She's got the guppy. She's got guppies all around her property, and I gave her a bunch of fish tanks before I left as well. But I went ahead and made her a moderator as well. So that just kind of rounds off. I think I have enough moderators. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of my moderators, everyone that helps me with everything and throwing out all the links. Candy Overhauls, I appreciate you being here and all your support and helping me with and throwing out the links. I appreciate it all. Let's bring it back again, though. Honestly, you know, it really comes back to this community, and that's really what this is about for me today. Is just remembering when I remember Nathan. I remember a lot of late nights. You know, late nights we were hanging out and sharing tanks and just running around the room sharing tanks and stuff. But that I've seen that young man weep a tear more than once about how he feels and how he loved this community here on YouTube, this fish keeping community. And that's why I wanted to bring it back to community, because to me, it's just a good example of just how powerful this community is. It is beautiful that how positive it is. As I just keep repeating myself like a broken record, but it is so true. It's just I'm really honored and grateful to be part of it, and I just think it's so cool that there's just so many good people involved in it, and it's really awesome to see this community grow over the last 3 or 4 years. It's been awesome. It's been awesome to be part of it, and I'm not going anywhere. It's because like Corey has always said, and a few other people as well have said pretty much the same thing, and I agree as well. People will ask you, how long do you want to do this? And for me, the answer is the same answer that Corey would give. I'm gonna do it until I don't enjoy it anymore, and that's how it should be for all of us, really. In life, I mean, if you can help it, you should be doing what you love for a living. If you can help it, you should be, try to pursue your passion projects and follow your dreams and follow your heart. So, feel like if you're making that happen, you should be waking up every day doing what you love for a living, and I'll continue to do this until it's not fun anymore, until I don't enjoy it, quite honestly. And I don't see that happening anytime soon. And that's why I think I've dived so deep into fish keeping, fish breeding, aquatic plants, and just the life science and the biology involved in that. I know I annoy Amber a lot because I want to just look at the tanks under the microscope, and I know that she doesn't want me to like think about it that hard. Sometimes she doesn't want to think about it that hard. She's like, just don't. Why do you gotta go so deep? Just let it be. And I get it, but at the same time, for me, it's just so intriguing. I want to know more. I want to know more. I look at a fish tank, and my first thoughts are what microorganisms and protozoa microbiology is in that substrate. Especially when I see a really nice, well-balanced tank. Obviously I want to see that too. It's not just the nasty tanks. I want to see what is going on in a really nice balanced tank. What protozoa are there that make that happen? Kind of sort of. And probably a lot of people will be like, "Oh, you're thinking too hard about it." Then they're probably right. Tiffany White, another one of my members. Good to see you here. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream here on a Sunday afternoon. Elaine, good to see you here as well. Chevy Fish. I need to learn how to read the chat a little bit more. Kenny Overhauls just threw out a link to Sand Creek Aquatics YouTube channel. I do not know if there is a link to any kind of a GoFundMe for funeral funds. I'm not sure. I believe Amber told me there was something like that going on. So if Candy or anyone else, any other moderators, anybody in the chat knows of a link to like a place to send some funds to help with funeral costs, uh, uh, that would be really, really awesome. Go ahead and throw that up there. No worries. Let's see. Yeah, like I said. Oh, it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Priscilla just saying there that the funeral is taking place right now. That's pretty interesting. Um, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you'll definitely take a moment for him. In the end, it's unfortunate. Oh boy. Oh, let's see. Tiffany White says here. She said she's talking about shell dwellers to Sean. We look forward to getting some nice. Oh, I want to do like a low boy, like a 50 low boy with shell dwellers in it. I like some 22 longs, something like that. Let's see. Redfish Two Fish is saying plant tissue culture is a unique way to reverse engineer plants. Fascinating. It is. It can be a little crazy too, a little dangerous probably too. But in the end, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It has been interesting going to find papers on protocols for aquatic plants. I found a protocol for Pogostemons. I found a protocol for Hygrophila polysperma, and a lot of them it seems like the cytokinin levels need to be about 1 milligram per liter or less, somewhere in there, like half to one. Anyways, that's talk for redfish, two fish, and no one else. uh, Anyways, and we'll get into that in video. Oh, I want to get into it so bad, but I'm not going to do it here. But it is so fascinating, just understanding the biology of plants and understanding the hormones that affect. There's like 4 main hormones that affect the regulation, that regulate the growth of plants, and it's really interesting how just by fluctuating the levels of those hormones and the different carbohydrates, which are the sugars and the whatnot in the medium, it all makes a difference. It's really, really cool stuff. I love chemistry. Obviously, you guys know I like the life science and the microbiology and the chemistry. So this stuff is just, it's exciting for me. I'm just afraid that it's going to be really boring for a lot of fish people. I think a lot of people don't really care about tissue culture cloning. My girlfriend alike. I mean, she doesn't. She loves animal. I mean, she loves plants. She names them. So for me to go downstairs like Dr. Frankenstein, and cut them up, and mutate them and multiply them, to her, it's kind of a little weird even for her. Um, so I get that side of it, and I understand that it's like, I don't want to go too far off that road, but in my personal life, I am going far off down that road. I'll just be honest. Late nights reading university papers. SearchGate. I have to get an account on SearchGate because I'm starting to read too many government. There's a lot of good stuff on SearchGate on fish breeding too. A lot of papers. There's a lot of stuff like that out there. Anyways, Gina French, how are you? Good to see you here. Happy Sunday to you. Let's see. Any questions about the fish house or the fish laboratory or the fish quarantine? Is kind of what I've been focusing on QT right now. And I've been keeping the notes on QT pretty hard right now. I'm going in there this afternoon and do full water change on everybody and take notes and look over things. Things are cleaning up in there. It's not that they weren't clean before. I mean, it's QT. It is what it is. But it's been really, really interesting to see, just to kind of get an idea how it's all going to go down. We're still kind of coming up with our own systems and procedures, and how we divide that up between us. We both have our positive traits and the things that we're good at, and we just have to, we figure out who does best what, and like, okay, so you handle that, I handle this, we work together on this, and we get it all done. But it's definitely too much work for one person to do all this, to be completely honest. I'm sure Amber could do it all by herself. I couldn't. I wouldn't try to take this whole house on all by myself. That's for sure. Full of tanks and breeding and shipping and QT and yeah. Anyways, it's going to be a fun experience. I look forward to doing a little bit more like daily vlogging, maybe even some live streams like on shipping mornings, early morning live streams, shipping streams or something, and share with you guys, talk with you guys while me and Amber are sipping on our coffee and bagging up fish. So that'll be interesting too. There's a lot to come in the future. So I would have to say to everyone that might be a little bit bummed that I don't have a lot of stuff coming out regularly, it's kind of like we're still honestly just nesting a little bit and just getting things kind of set up, and and honestly just distracted by each other and distracted by even just trying to get the garden. Like we should be down in the basement working on fish stuff, but the garden's got to happen too, because if we don't get the plants, we don't get the seeds in the ground, we're not going to have anything, and that actually will really supplement with 9 raised beds. That can actually truly supplement our income technically in a way, because we will not be spending that much money on food. We both love vegetables, Amber and I, so this will work out really well for us. We need some chickens and we would be good. Next season we'll put a chicken coop out there. Boy, let's see. I have a photograph on the QT room to throw on the screen. Do you have a photograph of that QT room? Oh, no. I'm just not there yet. We're still actually Amber's been working on this stuff. It's just stuff that she wanted done before I got here is one thing, right? So she was a little bummed that some of the stuff that was not completed before I got here, because that was her goal. And then so some of that stuff we're still working it out. So it's like the QT room, there's still a rack of tanks that's not done yet. So until we can finish it, I felt she would like to wait until we finish it, and plus it's still kind of QT. It's like the last place that any fish, not that it's the last place that any fish keeper or breeder wants to show off is their sick bay. It's like, but we will get there once the other rack goes up. Then it will be completed, and it's Amber's master plan, and she is kicking butt. But the garden's got to go too, and that's her thing too. So I'm letting her do it. We're gonna do a bunch of water changes together this afternoon. We do our fish stuff usually later in the afternoon. So we'll probably go with that until about 11 or midnight. We'll be doing water changes, taking notes and stuff like that. Just, kind of keep it like we're not doctors, we're not veterinarians, but it's kind of one of the things where like we go through our day and we do our water changes. We handle the tanks that we're handling personally for that day. We feed, and then by the end of the day, every day, we personally have our own notes of everything that we did that day. So we kind of like sign out for the day with our notes and like a little journal kind of situation. And, if you medicated a tank, or if I fed a tank, or if I did not feed a tank for some reason, or I did a water change, all that stuff every day gets recorded. We both have our own notes that we keep. So that's one thing that's been very helpful into the organization of what we're doing here in the house. So I think Amber and I have both realized very quickly that we have to. It's a responsibility to these animals. There's a responsibility to these animals, and especially if it's to be your livelihood. There's a very strong responsibility to maintaining it and keeping it running smoothly for that reason as well. Let's see here. Let me look through the chat and see what people are talking about. And regarding the community stuff, though, I really look forward to seeing some folks here at one of these next Aquashellas. I don't know how things are going to go down right now with the social distancing policies and whatnot throughout the United States. But and if it makes sense and it's safe and whatnot, I look forward to seeing some of you folks there for sure at probably Aquashella and other club events and whatnot that is coming up here in the future for sure. Let's see here. What else is going on here? Mikey M was asking me Who is the one except for you knowing much about those? Um, the only person I really know of, Michael Barber is probably one of the only other people that really has had a chance to work with them a lot here in the United States that I know of. Ian Fuller, which is in the UK, he's more of a catfish guy, but he has worked with Ian Fuller, has actually bred them himself, as far as I know, and then he's over in the UK. And then Dean Tweedale, I don't know if he still has them, but he had three survivors up there on that end of the country. But besides that, and then I don't know if Michael Barber himself held on to a group, but I don't believe so. He hasn't told me if he does have some himself. But the Titocharix tambapatensis is the name of that tetra. I don't know if you put the name of that in there. But you got to be careful because there is a blue Peruvian tetra of some kind that's not the Titocharix tambapatensis. There is other blue tetras. This is what is known as a true nano blue tetra, or others call it the dwarf blue tetra. But it's a true the nano blue tetra. It's a Titocharix. There's three fish within that species. It's also found over in the Orinoco, like the other side over by Brazil as well, southern Brazil. They've found it as well, but they're doing good. I have a huge group of those. They made it through the mail well. They did very well in the mail. I was worried most about them, and they did the best in the mail as far as in regards to survivor rate and everything. They did the best in the mail. Um, wait. Yeah, we're gonna start doing. I was reading Gina French's message there. We're gonna definitely be throwing out more content here in the future. And I like what we did when we went hardscape collecting, like a little bit more of like a just relaxed vlog style thing. I just let the camera roll, and I really did not plan. I thought I didn't have enough footage. I was like, oh, did I get enough B-roll? Did I get enough this? Did I get enough of that? Did I have enough setup and I have enough stuff to close it out and finish off the video? And when I got home, I was literally in this room crying, laughing, looking at watching the footage. Like, I didn't realize what a gold mine I had right there. Like, for me personally, I guess because I love Amber and I know her, and she made me laugh in that video, in that content that day. Going back and watching it, it was fun. She was very passionate, and she was just so excited out there playing on the rocks. So it was a fun one for me. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it, but I like to do more stuff like that because I know that I enjoyed the experience out there. I enjoyed filming out in the wild. I always do. I enjoyed editing the content. It made me laugh, put a smile on my face while I was sitting here at the editing bay editing, and then to watch the piece in the end, I just loved it. And it's got almost 7% CTR, so so there's that too. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. So we have a vehicle. Amber's vehicle is broken, but we have another vehicle right now for a little bit. So we need to get out. We want to go do a little more adventuring before we have to get rid of that vehicle. It'd be really nice to go do a couple other wild deals. Maybe find some native fish. I would like to find some native aquatic plants, because I was always bummed in the Caribbean because we didn't have any aquatic plants really. It was like a grass, but that was about it. There really wasn't a lot of it wasn't any aquatic plants. As you saw in the videos with like Lucas, when Lucas came down to visit and we went out looking for stuff, there really wasn't much at all. So it'd be really cool to find stuff here because I've even looked online and Amber's looked as well. We've done the research. There's all kinds of crazy native little nano fish here. There's a darter we'd like to collect. There's some crazy grasses I'd love to do like a native paludarium. That would be really cool. I joked about it and Amber was like, okay, go ahead, do it. And I was like, I didn't expect her to say yes, but I want to do a 50 low boy in here and do like a native paludarium, 50 low boy native paludarium in my office back here in this corner, back over here or something. I don't know, we'll see. I'm not too worried about like setting up my office. Like, this works for me right now. If I'm gonna do like an office stream, there's so much cool stuff in this house. I'm not gonna sit in this office the whole time. When I do this is more like a relaxed thing. Like I said, for me, this stream today was just celebrating the community, celebrating how awesome and positive our community is today. So I just thought I'd chill out here in the office, but definitely look forward to a lot more of my live streaming to be taking place throughout the house as we get settled and get more of these racks up and stuff and have stuff to share with you. I'm gonna be more mobile. I'm trying to figure out a way to go wireless on my video, like Corey always talked about doing, and I don't think he ever really went for it, but I'd love to do a wireless transmitter on my camera so that I can keep my my streaming station up here in my office and have an antenna somewhere in the house, and I could go all the way to the basement wirelessly video in 4K and at least 60 frames at 1080p, which is high definition anyways, what you're seeing now. So that would be cool if we could make that happen in the future. That's not important right now. What's important is keeping all these fish happy and healthy here, and making them all want to breed for us. And we get the grow out downstairs going, so we can have a place to put our fry, and things will start moving this season. And we definitely will have some stuff the next few months available as well for people if interested. And hopefully sooner than that, I'll have some plant tissue cultures available as well as I start tinkering in the lab. And I might do I'm gonna have some crazy mad scientist late night things. I try to get Lucas on with me. Maybe we'll do a little collab, me and Lucas, some late night shenanigans or something. Maybe some other folks, some other friends of mine here in the chat do something like that, and I'll just hang out in the lab and mess around with the microscope and stuff like I used to do back on the island. So I don't know. We'll have some fun in the future though with that. Big Tank Hank, how are you? Good to see you here in the stream as well. Daryl Deemer, what is up, man? I'm so happy to see you here on a Sunday afternoon. I hope you're doing well. It's very good to see you here in the chat. Another person that I have as near and dear to my heart here in this community. There's a lot of awesome people in this chat right now that are just incredible people in this community. And I look through the people chatting. I don't know who all is watching and listening but not chatting. There's so many awesome channels here that you subscribe to and check out their content. Awesome, positive people that are here for the love of fish and for the love of the hobby and the aquarium hobby and fish keeping. Aquaman is in the house. Sup, man? A gentleman that I've been chatting with lately. I've mentioned him a couple of times recently, but if you're not subbed to Aquaman, definitely check out Aquaman's channel. He took a little break this last year, but he's just been throwing out about 4 or 5 pieces of content recently here back on the channel this season, and he's playing around with some tissue culture cloning as well. So we're probably going to collaborate, probably do a little stream one of these nights down the line here as I get my lab space completely kind of functional, or to a certain point anyways, and we'll be able to together. He's got a good video right now if you want to go check it out that he put out a year ago on tissue culture cloning and using true proper hormones and whatnot, not just like going to the hardware store and the drugstore to make it happen. Just taking it all the way. So yeah, cool channel. If you haven't checked him out, if you're not subscribed to Aquaman, definitely subscribe to that channel. Check him out. Let's see here. I know I said hi to Priscilla, but hello Priscilla again. Let's see here, lurking, one of my members. Let's see, Dragon Lair, how are you? Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. Let's see, I'm watching while removing duckweed. Oh, the pain of duckweed. Amber loves duckweed. I know that some fish like duckweed, and I like duckweed for the fish, but I hate duckweed for myself, I'll be honest. I will never get used to having that stuff stuck all over my arms and all over the tools and in the sanitation buckets and in the toilet, on the walls. We have... Can I see some? Yep, there's some right on the door jamb from here. There's duckweed literally like dried to the walls and the door jambs around here. We try to clean it up eventually, but it happens. It happens. It comes with a fish house. Definitely. Let's see. Chattanooga Ed, what is up, man? Good to see you here. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. So yeah, check some stuff out in the future. Once again, I'm not going to go on about the tissue stuff. I'll put out the videos. If you guys are into that stuff, you will watch the videos and other people will check it out as well. But I'm not going to try to, I'm not going to bore people with it in my live streams too much though, for sure, because it is a little nerdy for some people. No, it's just, I don't expect everybody to be into that stuff. Guppy Guru, what is up? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you here. I don't know if I thought I said hi already, but the Fish Fam Fun. Thank you, 4.99, 4.99 super chat for the Fish Fam Fun. Thank you so much. I've been working on some new structure. I have people personally coming to me like, why are you not doing the news anymore? And I have a perfect office studio space here now available to do that in. So I have been working on it. I'm actually always holding out because I wanted to finish my desk. I have been collecting some hardwood pieces from around the neighborhood that have been free on the side of the road, and I bought some lumber. And after my laminar flow hood is finished, my next carpentry project is jumping into my studio desk. It's more of an interviewing kind of studio desk on wheels, on casters, and my computer, screen monitors, all my stuff, my studio microphone, everything will be on it, and it'll be completely mobile here in the office. So this will be more of a mobile studio space where I can set up the lights and move things around and change things up as I need to for different events or things. Like if somebody cool wants to come visit, I would love to be able to have a sit down live stream Q&A for you guys with that person or something like that, and I would probably do it in this space if I can get away with that. I guess that's my thinking. But anyways, cool to see so many cool people up in here, as well as Blake's Aquatics from Down Under from in Australia. Good to see you here as well. Let's see. Any crazy questions? I know I'm probably missing things. How are your angels doing? James asking Big City Betas. Big City Betas as well, you guys know who Big City Betas is. It'd be Amber, which should be, if she's on there, she's so awesome. She's in the garden with her phone. I could see her out the window. I thought she must have come inside because she's in the chat. No, she's super sweet and awesome, and she's literally listening to the stream on her phone while she works in the garden. Gotta love her. Gotta love her. Let's see here. What else is going? I do miss the hashtag FishFam News. Carrie from Science Gal Aquatic says, yes, I miss it too. I enjoyed actually making it. I did put a lot more work into it than I probably needed to, the way that I was putting together the hashtag FishFam News at the time, and that's why I was restructuring it, and I've taken some time. Then I held out for the desk. I definitely wanted to start doing the news when I came here. I told Amber that. I told other people that. And I'm tired of making false promises. I got to get it rocking and rolling. I even started to write out the news for last week. I was going to have it come out on Monday of last week, beginning of the month, and talk about the past month. And I literally wrote most of it out. And then whatever, excuses and excuses. Yeah, she is a hard worker. She's very passionate. She gets her dreams and she makes them happen. I wish I could take this camera and show you right now what the gardens look like, but I also don't want to give away my video for tomorrow. So, like I said, I do have a little update for tomorrow on what's going on in the beds outside, what we're doing with the grow out tubs, the summer tubbing project that we have going on here. I'll give you a little update in that video as well on what's going on in the laboratory build down below in the basement. Next room after I finish the laboratory, I'm going to be working on what we call our utility room, which I like to call a shipping department, because it is the shipping department, and it's also going to be grow out for a couple of species of fish. I believe our live bears will be in there. Live bears and killifish, or live bears and something else will be in that room, but it will be primarily our shipping department. So that's next for me to work on. I mean, it is shipping now, but we're clean it up, paint it up, and it's gonna be it looks really nice. Amber's done a really good job of laying everything out. We've done a really good job. She's done a really good job. So it's probably one of the best layouts that you could do with a house with what we have available. QT is completely separated from the laboratory. They're 2 floors away from each other. You got QT on the top floor in the house, and the laboratories in the basement right next to shipping and grow out of all the fry. And then the center of the house, the main floor, is where all of our collection basically is. for the most part. So it's really cool. I love the layout, the design that she's put together here in the house, and I just look forward to seeing it working as a well-oiled machine and being able to offer you all some like quality livestock, U.S. bred livestock, and some really unique fish as well, because fortunately or unfortunately, Amber and I both have a thing for the weird, unique, oddball fish as well. So definitely look forward to those kind of fish being available, as well as a lot of nano fish. I think Amber and I both agree very heavily on working with nano fish, because they are the more realistic fish for the hobby and for the average person's 20, 30, 40 gallon aquarium. So we don't play. We have a few. We got some Oscars and stuff for fun, because they have nice character and they're enjoyable, and we probably will breed them as well. But most of the fish we're working with are dwarf cichlids, Resporas, Danios, Tetras, live bears of many different kinds, killifish, beta fish, and those are some of the main groups that we're working on right now, and have created specific spaces for in the house. Oh, I feel like I'm just rambling on, and I am. 54 punch. In fact, I still call her 54 Punchy. Pamela, how are you? Punchy's Paints. I was trying to hold out for that stream. I was in and out of it last night, and Amber knows it, because I was up and down in the house, and then in the end, I was like, I just about passed out in quarantine, staring at my fish, just gazing into my tanks there, and just about passed out on the floor when she found me. Let's see, what's everybody talking about in the chat? Kind of a full size garden. Oh yeah, Tiffany White, definitely. What's going on in the backyard is pretty nice. It's definitely a lot of space for food. It's not just a couple, so definitely need to utilize that space and make good use of it. And like I said, it's going to supplement our grocery bill and our pocketbook. So it's going to be nice in that respect as well. Mob Guppy, good to see you here. Welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. Benny's Aquatics, good to see you here as well. So many awesome people in the community. Got all kinds of moderators just loading up the chat. So many cool people here. Once again, I do want to bring it back to the reason why I set up the stream the way I did today. This community right here, all the people here in the chat, all the people that support each other time after time, day after day, everybody that's supporting each other and sharing information, sharing fish, and sharing plants. And just the other day, Dan Slee had sent a box to here. They're in QT right now, a whole bunch of beautiful plants, some stem plants, some the hooker eye moss, and some other some cryptocorneae and stuff like that. So that was really awesome. Thank you, Dan, for that stuff. That stuff is rolling through QT, and most of it, pretty much all of it, is surviving. Okay, so the one plant that I have not identified is some kind of a rotella, I believe, but it was it was very fine, kind of a really feathery very fine kind of rotella maybe. And there was like maybe 2 stems of it in the Ziploc bag. If something melted, it melted, but it seemed like it was just 2 stems of that. And it was a very kind of dainty, light kind of rotella, like Colorado, but not something like that. What was that, Dan? But that's doing all right. I'm so happy that the Pogostemon stellatus. Okay, the Pogostemon stellatus from the ADA tissue culture. Very good to know. So it's in a sand substrate with, a sand cap with substrate and a nice little tank right now in QT. And there's 2 stems of that. And they're survived on that. That's the kind of little stem plant that I love to play around with for like Dutch style aquascaping stuff, which is something I enjoy playing around with. So I want those. Once those get a little bit bigger, I tell you, that's gonna be one of the first ones right there that I'm gonna try to get a hold of that. I'm just trying to not get a hold of it, but get that on tissue culture. Get that on medium for sure. Another person has recommended to me that if I want to do tissue cultures, a lot of times it's probably a little bit better for me to just start with tissue cultures. Like don't try to take a plant that's been converted for, and just take tissue cultures, buy the tissue culture in the store, and start taking those cultures and recultivating them as tissue cultures, because they're already got the hormones set and they're already ready to go. Once again, I'm talking about tissue culture cloning, and I need to stay off of it. Oh, I'll lose half of my subscribers. All my fishy people are going to run away because they're going to think I'm an aquascaper. Which I do like to aquascape, and I've always wanted to compete in aquascaping, like an aquascaping contest. It's one of my dreams. I've always wanted to compete in shrimp competition, shrimp breeding, and aquascaping. There's some things that just really awesome to me. I enjoy them. I think it's fun. It's a really awesome outlet for to be artistic and be creative. And you're still working with live plants and live fish and a little biotope at the same time. It's like art, yes, it's life science in a test tube at the same time. Very, very fun stuff. I'm just so happy to be part of this community, and to have allowed myself to dive so deep into such an awesome hobby. It's not a hobby. Not for Amber and I. This is not a hobby anymore. We have to be completely honest about that. It's not a hobby. It is a lifestyle. Whether it's healthy or not, it's what's going down. The pink, someone does a pink stem plant. Yes, the pink stem plant, the Rotella. That's what I'm talking about. The Rotella. Oh no, the pink stem plant. Yes, that was the other one. No, you're right. Okay, the pogo stem and stellatus was the daintier, lighter one, the Dasin, and then the other stem plant, and that did make it, and that's doing well at this point. So, yes, fish, flesh, plants plus science plus art. Red fish, two fish. Red fish. See, I'm so bad because of one fish, two fish. Red fish, blue fish. Just said that. That's nice. That's totally it. Yeah, fish plus plants plus science plus art. It is. It's all good stuff. I enjoy all those parts. Most definitely. Well, I want to say thank you to all the awesome people hanging out here today. All of my moderators, all of my members, Chattanooga Ed, Tiffany White, everyone else that's up in here that is a moderator. Who does he have? Priscilla's a moderator, isn't she, up in here? Who else is up in here? Not moderator, but a member and whatnot. And Dan Sleet, good to see you up in here as a member and a moderator. And an awesome fish nerd friend. Sharing the love and sharing the plants. Okay, the Dawson is different than the octopus, the Stellatus octopus. All right, very cool. I'm gonna have to take a look at that, but I look forward to trying to culture that, get that on some gel. If I can get a hold of a little maritime stem of that once it gets a little bit bigger, that's a good one. So who do we got going up next? I got one good eye. I still can't see. Is that's a Grateful Dead quote? Anyways, here I'm starting to lose it today. We've been running around. She's been working in the garden. I've been working in the garage on my laminar flow hood. I feel a little crazy doing it because it's going a little bit over the top. I'm grateful that I live with someone that allows me to be a little obsessive compulsive and overly passionate in one direction sometimes, and I allow her to do the same. And it works out pretty well. We both get to be artistic and creative. We make our little messes and we clean up after them, but we allow each other to do that, and it makes for there's always projects in this house, whether it's filmed or not. There's always some project going on, something new. Let's see. What's everybody talking about up in the chat? Any other questions before I go ahead and get out of here? Once again, I do want to bring it back to the beginning again, to this community, to this awesome community of people in here. Candy Overhauls, William Jansen, all the awesome moderators, all the awesome people that support each other here in our community. Pamela from Punchy Paints. All the content creators creating positive, educational, and motivating content here on the community. To all of you, hats off to all of you. This is a beautiful community to be part of, and I don't plan on going anywhere. I don't plan on going anywhere. I plan on sharing more, if anything else, as we get this, we get settled, we get this all settled here in the fish house. Let's see. 50-foot wall. She is. I wish I could tell you that Amber's words are an exaggeration, but they are not. They are not. We have a new pet in the house, which I didn't share in my update for tomorrow, so I will mention it to you. As she was potting plants or repotting plants from the garden center of Home Depot, we managed to purchase plants that are from Venice, Florida, greenhouses. And so as she was repotting on the kitchen floor, because I'll let her play with dirt on the kitchen floor because we're cool like that. This little lizard that happened to hatch ran across the floor, and when it came out of the pot, it ran across the floor. I caught it. She set up a little little Zoom Ed Ecoterra thing that she had in the garage empty, and scaped it up for him, and sprayed it down with water and set him up in there. And she got some flightless fruit flies. Got a little culture of that going. So now we have a little like Cuban little anole that's, an invasive anole from that was invasive. It was invasive in Florida, and now it's invasive here in Vermont. We probably were supposed to legally by law euthanize it, but not in this house. So we have a new pet. His name is Pedro. Pedro the lucky lizard, as I'm calling him. I'm working on a children's book right now. Nobody touch it. Pedro the lucky lizard. So that's the newest member of our family. I look forward to sharing some footage of that with you guys in the near future. Look forward to Pedro the lucky lizard. He is happy, healthy, hydrated, and eating nice healthy doses of flightless fruit flies right now. So there's that. And yes, Amber is outside working on a 50-foot long, not 50-foot tall fence line of sunflowers, a mixture of like 7 or 8 different variety of sunflower, and they're all going to come up mixed, and it's going to look beautiful. And then you've got the 9 grow out tubs. That's just the 100-gallon grow out tubs. And then you've got a whole bunch of 20-gallon beer tubs all over the backyard. Oh, tomorrow I'll give you a little glimpse into it tomorrow in my my update. I need to go work on that thumbnail this evening, and we're going to do some water changes, and that's my plan. Mike from the Fish Tank Barn, I want to thank you for the $3 super sticker super chat. Thank you so very much for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. I appreciate all your knowledge and all your information here in the community as well. It's nice to get to, bounce information off of other people here in the community and share and kind of working together. It's really for the fish, to support the fish and preserve some of these fish. I know a lot of us have that goal in mind. Yeah, the fruitless, it's a new thing for me. I think it's really interesting and intriguing. It's kind of an effortless little project there, especially if you just buy the culture with the gel at the bottom from a fish store, or a pet store anyways. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and have to get out of here in about 2 minutes. I would like to say I know who's coming up next on the list here, on this awesome Sunday afternoon. I know Candy knows, if anybody does. but thank you, Candy. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for your support, moderating the chat and throwing out the links. Thank you as well to William Jansen for all of your support as a moderator, and to all of my other moderators, and to my members here, to all of my Patreons that I have over on Patreon. And thank you for throwing out the links there for Patreon. It looks like Blake's Aquatics is going up next. Is that what it looks like there? Blake's Aquatics over in Australia. I believe he's going up next. Yeah, so go ahead and check that out. You could do hashtag JHRaid if you want to over there down under, and give a little shout out to that part of the world. to get a shout out for me on that part of the world. Anyways, did I say hello to James from Fish Room Fever? I don't know if I said hi to you now that I think about it in my frazzled little brain. But James, how are you? Good to see you here. Welcome to the stream as well, man. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. Everyone else in here is enjoying their Sunday afternoon. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon and evening with your family, with your loved ones, with your fish tanks, in your planted tanks, and all your other goodness that you got going on. Maybe your summer tubbing in the backyard. And just do not forget about everyone in this community. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. We're all here to support each other. Keep it positive, and keep it lighthearted. And it's the best way to handle it. And it's a lead. We lead by example. So thank you all for being so awesome, so positive, so motivating and educational here on this platform. Thank you all so very much, and thank you to all of you for your support. For me here with my channel. So thank you. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday afternoon. Go check out Blake's Aquatics down under, coming up next. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.